Well, social communication is like-minded individuals, I think, getting together to share information. It's the Facebooks, it's the MySpace, it's where we go online, we share our thoughts, our feelings, or we share our interests. In a medical sense, you get people sharing their medical conditions, their medical complaints, talking to like-minded sufferers or people with the same conditions to share their experience or to support other people going through the same thing. And that's one thing that comes out with cancer patients an awful lot, is that they share their experience to people who are undergoing go treatments. And that's the beauty of the web, that it allows people to get together to share information. I think people can be anonymous on the web, and that anonymity allows people to share a lot more, and it allows them to express something that they wouldn't have said face to face. It's the same when you buy a car. You can go online and research, look at the manufacturer's website and take in what they say, but then you'll go away and look at a forum potentially and find out what other people's real experience has been with that vehicle. So you then start to trust a wider community, not necessarily with the manufacturer, which is a strange experience because the power has moved away from the manufacturer into a community of people who you've never dealt with before. And that's what I find really interesting with the web. Patients who are going into doctor's surgeries now using lots of different resources and walking up to the doctor and presenting a big tome of information to them saying, "Doctor, I think I've got this condition," which from a doctor's perspective can be a little bit frustrating, I imagine, because you've got a patient saying, "This is what I have," and it's almost a bit of digital hypochondria, whereas a doctor then has to go through the rational evidence to make a decision to say, actually, I think you've just got a headache, for example, it's not a brain tumour. I think it's great that you've got the empowered patient, but from a doctor's side as well, a doctor's now competing for knowledge with the World Wide Web, and that can be quite an awesome challenge, that there could be things that the doctor's not familiar with that people are finding out online, and I think that's changing the way the patient and the GP interaction or the specialist interaction actually happens. Pharmaceutical companies have still some thoughts around the traditional approach, which is the sales force, the leave piece, and it is very traditional. Now, in a day and age where it's more difficult for people to get access to talk to these doctors because of the time pressures with doctors and patient, faster turnaround of patients, I think digital plays a greater role in that engagement. And I think a lot of companies, when they move into this space, they need to listen within these areas, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or however they want to approach it, is listen in these communities, understand the issues, and then try and work with those communities to address the problems that exist. And I think that's a fantastic opportunity.